What is up, all my chosen ones? Jazz Roy is back now, guys. The market is pumping. Volt is pumping, finally over the twos and climbing, baby. And guess what, guys? Guess what? We got almost $30 million already burned since the week has begun. And guess what else? Number 24 on one of the most viewed tokens on coin market cap. So much to get into. Let's get into this. Now, before we begin, guys, please do me a favor and smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome, guys. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, also notification bell for me, please, and thank you. Here we are, guys. Broke over the 130 million market cap range. We are less than double away in price from hitting the all-time highs and then getting that additional $1 million burn. Also, 25% of the liquidity will be used to list Volt on Polygon by the latest, the last day of this month. That's right, guys. This is deflation on a different level that we have not seen yet in DeFi. Guys, look at the timing. The market pumped itself back to 1.10 trillion overall globally. Just a couple days ago, we fell just underneath that trillion, hitting at the 997 mark. So that is a big deal to point out, guys. On top of that, Voltoshi also mentioned in his latest update that he is already in contact with 5 tier 1 exchanges, guys, because keep in mind what this means now that the burn is in effect is that each buy that comes in, especially fast forwarding to when the burn is complete on Friday, each buy that comes in will now make a more powerful impact on the chart than it would have been prior to any type of burning occurring. I'm not even talking about the active burning that's still being taken on Volti Change. We're not even talking about VoltiFlex, which is still in the works, and the additional utilities after that that has not been even teased to us as of yet. We haven't even factored any of that in, guys. Look at how much our DeFi liquidity has increased. $5.6 million of liquidity. And on CMC, currently averaging a daily volume of a steady 15 million. In fact, yesterday, I saw that we even went up to 17 million in daily volume. And as you can see, 14 million of that, practically 15, is from centralized exchanges, 200K from DEX. I'm going to always keep pointing that out so you guys can really drill into your heads how crucial centralized exchanges are for DeFi projects like Volt. It is going to be the missing key to everything that Volt has going on, because this project is already in a more than great position to take off. If you look back at the marketing, not just the utility, the delivery, the transparency, the active voice chatting, the heavy community that stood for a year to 14 months, consistently surviving a bear market, never seen a day of bull in its existence. That adds more for an even bigger catalyst than even that of what Shiba Inu had at the time when it did its run. And as we now know the number, that was a 500x run Shiba had 2 weeks after the burning was completed. That's right, guys. Not saying that that's what's going to happen for Volt. You see, the thing with Volt, and it's real funny, is that we don't know how this can go, but either way we know it's bullish. Let me clarify. So when Shiba did that run, Ethereum was at a way higher price. I believe, don't quote me on that, I believe it was around 4,000, right? So now when we look at that price compared to right now, 16 going on 1,700 Ethereum, might even be a 2K Ethereum when we start seeing a real big run on Volt. Might be, I'm just speculating, guys, don't take this word for word. If we just had the same momentum that Shiba had when they finished their burn, right? And mind you, this is when Shiba had no catalyst, no type of utility. It was just a meme coin known as the Doge Killer at that time. Volt, as you can see, is already in an entirely different sphere than where Shiba was in early 2021. Keep that in mind as I explain. If we're just basing it off of the price of Ethereum back then to now, for those that want to say, well, it can't happen until we're in a different market time because Shiba did that at a time where ETH was at a way higher price, this and the other. Well, if we do similar math to a ballpark of where ETH was at the time when Shiba completed their burn in summer of 21 to where we are now, the same exact momentum that Shiba had during those 2 weeks that followed, for Volt in today's current state of the market, basing it off of the price of ETH, from now would still be a good 200x impact from where we are right now. Now, I know people are looking and saying, oh, so Jazz just said 200. No. I'm just saying, if we get the exact same, like all the holders that came in for Shiba, the amount of money that was being bought into Shiba, the tier ones being timed, that within itself for a project that at the time had no plans or nothing really to look forward to, but just the hype that came with it, could do that. That means that Vault may very well be capable of performing even better. We don't know if it is or is not, or maybe only a third of what Shiba did. We don't know. We're just speculating right now, but it does have all the key components to have an, if not as great run, an even greater run, just basing it off statistics, guys. That's all I'm doing. You can read all this information for yourselves in your own time as well. Don't even take my word for it. Moving on. We also have to keep in mind that how Vault is going right now with the utility that's being evolved, the ecosystem, the reflections, the ability to just burn at the drop of a dime, the connections and the mystery behind not fully knowing the type of connections Votoshi truly has and the potential of what he really has for this project. That alone is bullish enough sentiment, guys. That alone defeats the doubt, at least that I have, that I can't see this project go for a 100x run before we even have the official bull run. When I mean the official, I'm not talking about the reversal. I'm talking about where we see new all-time highs for our top blue chips in the game, and we see how that trickles into the DeFi. I'm talking about that run. That's not even including that run. So if we were to 100x before that run, and by that time have all of the utilities stage 5 complete, and remember there's also another stage coming after that, because Votoshi couldn't fit it all in one stage. Don't forget that. What do you think is gonna happen in the year 2024, even going into 2025? Because the bears are what are short-lived. The bulls usually last longer, just according to history. We gotta keep that perspective, guys. And as we can see, the impact of the burns are already having its effect on the chart. Not only just the hype of doing the burn, but the actual price impact that we're seeing for every single buy that comes into Vault since the week has begun. And we're only halfway through. Day 3 starts in less than an hour from when I'm recording right now of the next cycle of burning. So far, I know CMC, I don't think they've updated entirely the new circulating supply. They updated from the first burn, and then another roughly $15 million were burned yesterday. And I believe today is also expected for a burn of right around that same price caliber. I wouldn't be surprised if even as soon as the burn is done, we already start to see a dramatic impact of what it's going to have on the chart, possibly even making that full attempt to all-time highs. And then we're not even going to go into whatever is packed for us next week. We're not even going into that yet. It's still Wednesday. Keep that in mind, guys. Beautiful outlook on things thus far. Let's keep holding strong, Vault Army. Welcome to all the newcomers. You're in for a great ride. We all are, guys. With that being said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm Jazz Royce, and like I always say, I'm going to catch each and every one of you guys at the top.